Imagine this. Ordinary people with nothing but their phones and memes suddenly taking on the richest investors in the world. Sounds like fiction, right? But in 2021, it actually happened. A failing video game store became the battlefield, Reddit became the war room, and the internet became the weapon. This is the story of GameStop, the company that showed Wall Street who's boss. The fall of a giant. Picture a bustling mall in the early 2000s. GameStop stores everywhere, gamers lining up for the latest releases. It was a kingdom of cartridges, consoles, and excitement. But time moved on, and the kingdom crumbled. By 2020, GameStop was no longer the hero of the story. People were downloading games online instead of buying physical copies. Amazon, Steam, and other digital platforms became the new rulers of gaming. GameStop stores began closing. Its stock, once a strong player on Wall Street, plummeted. By January 2020, GameStop shares were worth less than $4. Hedge funds smelled opportunity, or so they thought. Wall Street thought it had won. The big investors, the hedge funds, started betting against GameStop using a strategy called short selling. Here's how it works. They borrowed shares, sold them immediately, and hoped to buy them back at a lower price. If the stock fell, they'd make millions. They were confident GameStop was doomed. Little did they know, a storm was brewing on the other side of the internet. The internet strikes back. Enter Reddit. Not just any Reddit, the corner called RER Wall Street Bets. Here, students, workers, gamers, and meme lovers shared tips, jokes, and dreams of sticking it to the man. It wasn't about professionalism, it was about rebellion. One user, known as Deep Fucking Value, real name Keith Gill, spotted something others missed. He believed GameStop wasn't finished. He posted research, predictions, and yes, plenty of rocket emojis. The Reddit community loved it. Could a bunch of strangers on the internet really take on Wall Street's giants? They were about to find out. The movement caught fire. People started buying GameStop shares through apps like Robinhood. Even $50 could get you in. The group called themselves Apes and chanted, "HODL." Hold on for dear life. This wasn't just investing, it was a rebellion. Word spread like wildfire. Social media exploded. Everyone wanted a piece of the action. Imagine thousands of people, connected only through screens and memes, banding together to fight billion-dollar hedge funds. The Short Squeeze, January 2021. The impossible began to happen. GameStop's stock started climbing, slowly at first, $4 to $20, but then faster. $40, $100, $200. The hedge funds who thought they had a sure bet were suddenly sweating bullets. Here's where it gets wild. Those hedge funds had borrowed millions of shares to short sell. As GameStop's price soared, they had to buy back shares to cover their positions. This is called a short squeeze. The more they bought, the higher the price went. On January 27, 2021, GameStop's stock hit $347.51, an increase of 8,000% from its low. Hedge funds like Melvin Capital lost billions overnight. The internet erupted, memes flooded social media, Elon Musk tweeted, celebrities joined the conversation. Ordinary people had just beaten the billionaires at their own game. Wall Street tried to fight back. Robinhood and other trading apps temporarily restricted buying GameStop shares. Outrage spread. Users cried foul. Congress even got involved. But the Reddit crowd refused to fold. HODL wasn't just a chant, it was a lifestyle. It was David versus Goliath. But this time, David had memes and momentum on his side. The ripple effect, the GameStop saga, didn't just shake the stock market, it rattled the world. Suddenly, everyone understood short selling, hedge funds, and the power of a coordinated internet movement. Regular people realized they had power. Smartphones and apps weren't just for chatting or gaming. They could move billions of dollars. Young investors started trading for the first time. The world watched as teenagers and office workers became financial disruptors. Congress held hearings. Regulators examined trading apps. Wall Street's opaque systems were exposed. GameStop itself got a second chance. Leaders like Ryan Cohen stepped in, aiming to modernize the brand. By 2025, GameStop is alive and experimenting with e-commerce, NFTs, and blockchain. The apes may not have saved the company forever, but they gave it a pulse and a story to tell. What happened next? GameStop's story isn't finished, it's evolving fast. By 2025, the company focuses on online sales, tech partnerships, and digital assets. The Reddit crowd? Still active, still hunting the next big win. Apps like Robinhood brought millions into investing, proving it's not just for Wall Street elites. People study charts, share tips, and meme their way to potential gains. The real lesson? Community matters. Information is power. A single post can ripple worldwide. GameStop showed that ordinary people, united by ideas and courage, can challenge giants and change the rules of the game forever. The cultural impact. Beyond money, GameStop became a cultural phenomenon. Memes flooded the web. Apes Together Strong became a rallying cry. People discussed economics who never thought about stocks. Movies, documentaries, and books quickly followed. Ordinary investors became heroes overnight. Even companies began to notice. The GameStop saga forced businesses to rethink marketing, engagement, and community involvement. Tech platforms realized they weren't just neutral tools, they were stages for power shifts. A forum, a few memes, and a shared goal proved the internet could topple giants. Could it happen again? The big question. Could another GameStop moment happen? Absolutely. Every day, thousands of investors share ideas online. Social media amplifies movements faster than ever. Hedge funds watch the internet closely, but so do the apes. Investors are now more cautious, but also more educated. They know memes can move markets. They know a viral post can create millions in value. Wall Street may have rules, but the internet has no limits. And sometimes, that's all you need. The lesson is simple. Pay attention, act boldly, and never underestimate the power of collective action. In conclusion, the GameStop saga wasn't just about stocks, it was about people. Ordinary people with no Wall Street experience became financial disruptors. They showed that unity, courage, and a little bit of internet magic can shake even the richest institutions. Investing is powerful, but it's also risky. Learn, research, and invest responsibly. Not every meme leads to a short squeeze, but every movement has a lesson. Power can shift, giants can fall, and ordinary people can make history. Are you ready to explore, learn, and maybe even take part in the next revolution? The internet is full of possibilities, and the next GameStop moment could be closer than you think. GameStop proved one thing: even the smallest player can make the biggest impact. If you loved this, subscribe and join the conversation in the comments. More stories are on the way. Thank you.